Hello everyone, this is Kathy Williams-Devries from Brisbane, Australia, and I thought for the benefit of Zent nerds who have been enjoying my compilation videos of Nick that I would do a behind the scenes video on the making of. In this case, Nick has just hit 50 live streams, so I thought I would do a special 50th live stream congratulations video. And in order to motivate myself to do it, decided to put my Panasonic video camera on and film it. As you can see, I've already started. Hello. So these compilation videos are all very, very carefully planned with a story in mind. The first video I did was more an instruction video for Nick to see. So I started with all 10 of the sort of the hellos. But what I do for the structure of these videos is I first start with, and this determines the length, is I first start with a music track, which I always record myself. So I think very carefully about the music for each of these videos. They aren't just random tracks I downloaded from the net. They've been various rags, actually, which have been a lot of fun, although I think for 21 to 30, I managed to slip a couple of Australian pieces in, simply because in the structure of that video, it was in 3 distinct parts, and I wanted the music in each of those parts to lend itself to the story. So I started with my usual rag, and then when we got to the bit where Nick reads out his hate mail, I found this brilliant piece by Lance Eccles called Nuclear Cloud, which is quite discordant, which I thought paired beautifully with what Nick was saying. And then I chose a piece called I Hate Brussels Sprouts by Benjamin Thorne. And because I wanted to tell a message of hope, that despite the fact that you have all these idiots that get stuck into Nick, the mud fossil people and whoever that Keith was last night that I told to rack off, although Nick was a lot politer than I was. I wanted to tell a message of hope, and that's where that music came in. So, I thought, what congratulatory music can I pick for this one? And you may already see it. This I recorded a number of months ago, and you can see it on SoundCloud and YouTube. It's the Hallelujah chorus from Handel's Messiah, which is very recognizable. And so I'll just get rid of all the other tracks for the moment and let you listen to the music. So this is the Hallelujah chorus for Recorder Quartet that I recorded myself, and it sounds a little bit like this. can see there's a number of different tracks on here. So here is the music track. You've got up the top is the text track. So this is where I make my cryptic little comments in the videos. It comes from media generators, tiles and text, and I drag it down and have a preset. Now, I like to carefully time what is appearing in the video track with what is happening in the music. So you can see here that I've got a number of markers. So the reason I use these markers is so I know when to put the next media event in, be it video or a picture or text. So let me unmute the rest of this stuff. This second one is a picture-in-picture. I used this because for an effect I wanted. I've got 2 audio tracks. That's because some of the video clips that I'm taking, these are the video clips here. I'll just expand that out for you so you can see. So you can see how very carefully it's timed. You see how I can see the waveforms. That's what enables me to time everything. So what we have in the music is I suppose it's a 4-bar introduction. And so what I've done is I've got your text here. Now, rather than using video, I've actually taken some stills from my previous video, which was Professor Nick Needs a Haircut, where I very carefully took stills from each of the 39 videos at the time. And I can show you how I do that. So this is a still, and if I want to save that, I just press the Save Snapshot to File. I use a number of media. You can see I've got Dropbox connected. I've got another number of pictures in there. So for the first 4 bars, I thought rather than use video, I would use some stills. So you've got this first still, this second still. Note that I've chosen the most unflattering of photos. And they overlap with each other so that you get a nice little transition effect. Plus I've got, so I've got, how I get this effect is I go to Media Generators, Tiles and Text, and I have a preset so that it's a clear background. There's no background at all, so you can see what's happening in the video part. And I have a preset that has it this color and this particular text. So the first 4 bars go like this. And you can see how it's very carefully timed. Okay, so this doesn't appear so well, but basically this is another media generator where, as you can see, it starts, there's a delay in my frame, so it doesn't come out so well, but you can see what's happening. So the, yeah, and that's very carefully timed. So you've got this, Okay, and this is my little preamble. So again, I've used as unflattering photos as I could find. Again, from here. Okay, so this is where I use the picture-in-picture because the particular picture I took of myself wearing a Marie Antoinette wig, looking like I haven't had a lot of sleep, which I probably haven't because I was up at 2 a.m. in the morning watching Nick. Those weekends are really a killer. So, and again, I've chosen a fairly unflattering photo of myself because I'm not vain. And the picture-in-picture enables me to not have a complete... See, if I moved it down here... Oh, sorry, the opacity's gone. If I moved it down here, it'd be full screen, and it's not as good as an effect as if I have it picture-in-picture. And you also notice that the music is actually down by 5.3 decibels because okay, so as you can see, it's very carefully timed. So the basic story I want to tell with this video and is so I picked my, so as in this one, what are my favourite moments of the live stream? You don't like it, make your own damn video. My cheekiness. So the basic story I want to tell, and it's still in the formative stages. I don't write any of this stuff down. Not that kind of person. It's all up in my head. So I'm just going over my favourite moments and timing it so that it fits into 3 minutes 22 and a half. So I'll probably cut that off like that. So let's start with how I get access to these videos in the first place. I've got a little program called Free YouTube Downloader. It's quite a nice little program. So what I do, this is a live stream I did on Saturday morning, Friday night your time. Doing another one this Saturday morning. Better start practicing for that and stop making stupid videos. Yeah, so what I do is I look for Nick's videos. I've already downloaded everything up to 48. So now I need to download 49 and 50. So I type that into YouTube. Hotspot volcanism, and I'm still really pissed off at Nick because
somebody took a beaker of water.
He never mentioned the Aussie hotspot. So what I do is I take the YouTube, I take the web page and plug it in to. That it comes up. I download the MP4 in HD 720 and then save it to Nick from Home 4150. Save it and that'll start downloading, and then I go to Nick from Home 50. And do the same thing.
How are we this morning?
And yeah, so do the same thing. So disappointed Nick didn't sing. You know, you do a program about Bing Crosby and you don't sing a thing. Nick has such a lovely voice, and I've worked with and I've heard some of the top opera singers in the world. Not that Nick's on a par with an opera singer, but he does have a very pleasant voice. So, and depending on my internet connection, it's going to take a while to download. So it's downloading at 1.76 megabytes a second, which is probably terribly slow for you American folks, but here in Australia, Malcolm Turnbull really stuffed up our national broadband network. So they're happily downloading in the background. Might get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, so basically I'm going to go through my favourite moments and sort of drawing from the highlights reels I've already done. Yeah, so basic structure is basic structure is my favourite moments. So what I do is I start with Muffler Boy. And I've chosen this particular one because you can see Muffler Boy. Actually, Nick, if you're wondering why I keep putting timestamps in each of the comments of your videos, it's because I'm making notes for these highlights reels. I don't know if you realise that. So I chose the constant battles with Muffler Boy, Muffler Man, Muffler Army. I particularly like this one because you can see Muffler Boy, and also because Nick swears at him, but doesn't swear at him, and I thought that was hilarious. And you're not going to hang on. You're not going to hear it because I muted it. I'll unmute it. So this was from the Straight Creep Fault. I just thought it was funny. I do these to make myself laugh.
You mother bed the fucking that you better. I didn't say anything bad there.
And then so I started with Muffler Boy. I think Muffler Boy deserves a mention. And then I decided to go into the special guests. So I just used a still for Rob Reppin. And you notice I say both intended because we do have one unintended guest. So,
Hi, Bree.
And then I used video here.
Well, listen, we have Bree McGinnis with us, who just pedaled over from her house a few blocks away. Walter Zaliga, who is a former master's student here. Let's start with that.
And then I go into the uninvited guest, Brogan.
Oh my God! Yeah, okay.
I love this.
Nice job, Brogan.
And the show has reached a new low.
The show has reached a new low.
I love that. Okay, now my next So we have the invited guests and the uninvited guests. So the next thing I'm going to mention is Bijou. So I go back to Media Generator. So this is how I do it. I go titles and text. I drag it in like that. Overlap it a little bit. So I've got a preset I like to use. So we'll click into this. There's a preset I like to use called Fireside Musical Chat Intro. I did this for another series of videos. And you see that's the preset. So this next bit is going to be but Bijou is always a welcome special guest. And what I'm going to do for that is try and find the particular video. I think it's in 21 to 30 where Bijou lost the bet and was wearing that funny collar. I know it was one of the Sunday ones. So what I do is this is a trimmer. Let me just expand that so I can see Nick. As you can see, I can see all the waveforms. So as much as I screw around in the comments, I'm actually watching pretty closely. And maybe this isn't the one with Bijou. No, it's not. Okay, I'll keep looking. I'll probably edit this out. So I can't remember which one it was. Oh, right. Okay, so I'm going to remember this is a right between the eyes. That's another one. After I've done special guests, I'm going to do Nick's catchphrases. So I'll just remember where that is. Right between the eyes. So you can see how I scrub through. So Bijou's not on that one. Is Bijou on this one? I love watching how Nick's hair's No, it's not this one. I'm so sure. There he is. There it is. I knew it was this one. So what I do is I expand it. And as you can see, I can see the waveforms of Nick's voice. That's how I time everything. So what I do is that starts.
All right, so Bijou's wondering if you're doing okay. He lost some kind of bet. I don't know what this collar's all about. I haven't quite gotten the scoop from my wife yet. But Bijou's wondering, is everything okay with you? Are you feeling like this is working for your brain?
And I'll probably cut it off there so I don't get bored. And I hit O and that selects it, and then I pull it down. And because I've got this muted, because I've got two audio lines, one because some of the video I'm taking is from my compilations which already have music in them, and I don't want it to overlap, so I pull that down. There we go. And then I pull this across so that it all lines up. So let's see how this stuff is uploading. So 49's uploaded, 50 is about to upload. So the next section is going to be Nick's catchphrases. Oh, hang on. No, it's not. It's going to be... it's going to be the craters of the moon. Again, I'll go back into media generators. Go back into my preset. The craters of the moon the craters of the moon inside joke. And I've got a picture of Nick. I'm going to have to go back to one of my compilation videos and find that. Let me just list. I wonder why I've got two. Okay. So go back to my trimmer. As you can see, I already had Bijou. It's just the bit. So I'm going to include this bit. I love this bit.
Blah.
Because I'm going to include that bit as part of my Nick's general zaniness part of the video. There's the craters of the moon. See, that was Muffler Boy. That's where he's hate mail. So this is where the music changes from.
Another terrific question by Evelyn, age 7.
And I'm going to include questions by
You mother meant to fucking eat your butter.
But this is the distinct second part of the video.
What a clown and a fraud. Crazy how this...
So, yeah. So I'm going to scrub through. So this is the epic. I just love when Patrick did this for Nick. And by Steve. And that's the okay. So it's not on that one. It must be 31 to 40. So let me find that. So you can see here that I have a number of different media. I wonder if I had the Craters of the Moon picture. Yeah. I thought I did. No. Bugger. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use the still. Oh, bugger. No, don't, no. Sorry. I'm Australian. Oh, this is the bit, yeah, so I'll take the still from this.
They were so kind. I think I met them over in Pullman at a talk I gave last fall. But they wanted to send me something that works with our live stream.
So, as he starts to strip, you can see how the stills get the funniest expressions from Nick. They're really great. And I'll probably stop it there. Now, because I don't want that music, and I have to let you in on my little inside joke on why I keep saying got him, yes. I'm a big cricket fan. Huge cricket fan. My earliest memories are going into the spare allotment down the road, and my dad chucking tennis balls at us and us playing backyard cricket. Now, from the 70s to about until the last few years, Channel 9 used to host the cricket coverage, and there were certain commentators, and then there was this guy called Billy Birmingham who called himself the 12th man, and he would take off the cricket commentators. And there was a certain cricket commentator called Bill Lawry, and every time a batsman would get out, you'd hear this, got him, yes! So that's where that comes from. It comes from when a batsman gets out and it's Bill Lawry. So that's my little joke, which I hope you get now, Nick, if you're watching. So, okay, so, I will get rid of that. So that they don't overlap. Okay, still overlapping. Okay, still overlapping. Let's see how everything's downloading. All downloaded. Wonderful. No, I don't want premium. And 31 to 40 was also when Brogan came along. I was very quick off the mark that day. So, after the Craters of the Moon joke, I'm going on to Nick's catchphrases. So they're going to be, you gotta love it, right between the eyes. I know there's another one. But actually, it was this particular t-shirt that inspired me to send Nick my own design. And you see, I actually saved Nick's thank you to me. My husband got a huge laugh out of Nick saying how sweet of me it was. Because if you know me, sweet is definitely not a word anyone who knows me would use to describe me. So, yeah, my husband got a nice little laugh out of that. So, Nick's catchphrases. So I line everything up very carefully. Again, using the preset. And I'll just pull that back a bit. There we go. Okay, next catch phrases. You gotta love it. I might dip into 41 to 50 for this one. I think he said you gotta love it at one point last night, didn't he? So, because I've only just downloaded this, it takes a while to load the peaks of the sound file. Now, I know it's going to be a you gotta love it when he got that beer. He got the beer last night, didn't he? Hang on, I'll just maybe it was the night before. So you can see how long it takes me to do these things. Maybe it was the night before. I missed the start of this one because I was absolutely stuffed from my own live stream. It's just taking a while for the peaks to build. Ah, it is. Okay. Let me just enlarge this.
Food pairings, anything goes. From Utah Brewers Cooperative in Salt Lake City, Utah. Thank you, John and Chris.
I know he says you gotta love it in here.
And here's the dark bottle.
Look at me, Porter.
This episode of Nick from Home brought to you by Polygamy Porter. You gotta love it.
Okay. So, I'm going to cut this a little bit.
This episode of Nick from Home brought to you by...
So I'll slot that in. But I do want the audio. Ah! I'll just drag that down. And then you gotta love it.
You gotta love it.
So you can see how I pinpoint exactly what I want. Let's go back to that bijou one. That was a Straight Creek Fault one. So I think that was 31 to 40. And I can tell which one the Straight Creek Fault was. Nah, it was 21 to 40. 21 to 30. No? No, I wanted the bijou one. Let's go back to thumbnails. That's the one where he no, it wasn't this one. This was absolute age dating. I don't think this was the, oh, that was the bijou one. It was this one, wasn't it? Yep.
I would never do this in real life. Right between the eyes. Right between the eyes.
And then I hope he says it again.
Trademark.
Okay, so I'll cut that. Yep. Okay, so let's just line all that up. Now, I'm not including German chocolate cake because that will be part of the drinking word section. So, well, let's have a look and see how this is going. So, yeah, so this is basically my favourite moments.
You mother meant to fucking that you better! I didn't say anything bad there. Hi, Bree. I'm glad you're here. Well, listen, we have Bree McGinnis with us, who just pedaled over from her house a few blocks away.
I love her shirt. I am
unstoppable. Who is a former master's student here.
I might turn him down a bit.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay. Nice job, Robin. And the show has reached a new low. Alright, so Bijou's wondering if you're doing okay. He lost some kind of bet. I don't know what this call is all about. I haven't quite gotten the scoop from my wife yet. But Bijou is wondering, is everything okay with you? Are you feeling like this is working for your brain? This episode of Nick from Home brought to you by You Gotta Love It. Right between the eyes.
Trademark. So that's, yeah, I think I'll leave it there because I have so much fun with these. And it's a long video and I'm not sure how much of this you're watching. Yeah, so... although what I will do at the end is I'll put a marker there, because what I want to do at the end is have Nick's I love you. So what I might do actually is work back, but I really need Nick's I love you. And hopefully that'll fit in here. I don't know if anyone noticed, but at the end of the last compilation set, I very carefully timed Nick's air kiss with the very final note of the music track. I don't know if anyone noticed that. If anyone thought that was a wonderful coincidence, it wasn't. Okay, let's see if this fits. Because I want to say, he says, I've forgotten to say something to you, I love you. And if I need another one, I will include the air kiss.
Thank you for joining us, and by us I mean me, on Sunday morning here in our backyard in Ellensburg, Washington, USA. I'm reaching for the X in the upper right-hand corner of the screen to end the live stream, but before I press the X, I need to say one more thing.
So
I need to say one more thing.
and I'll probably cut it there. Yeah.
I love you. Goodbye.
And hopefully this is going to fit. No, it doesn't. So I might cut that so that that fits here. Oh, look at that. Fits perfectly. So it'll go.
I love you.
Oops,
Goodbye.
wrong one.
I need to say one more thing. I love you. Goodbye.
So you see that fits perfectly. I'm happy with that. But I won't let you in on all my secrets. I've still got to have a think. Thanks for being with me. And hope Nick keeps doing these, because I don't want to stop doing these videos. I have a hell of a lot of fun. Bye for now.